SMARTBEV NEER is Christian Hansen's fast, sustainable, and cost-efficient technology for brewing beer that offers a full experience without the alcohol. The NEER yeast is unique as it can only metabolize monosaccharides and is Crabtree negative. When given oxygen, it will respire and not produce any ethanol, unlike its distant cousin, Saccharomyces. These two features are what enable NEER to brew alcohol-free beer. Traditional methods of making alcohol-free beer require brewing of full-strength beer, then removing the alcohol and adding flavoring. Brewing with NEER is faster, more sustainable, and cost-efficient, giving producers a competitive edge. When brewing with NEER, you are not wasting malt or producing ethanol that must then be removed. Your starting Plato will be significantly lower. This gives you substantial savings on malt, reducing overall production costs and lightening your carbon footprint. The NEER technology is delivered in a ready-to-use format and does not require any major CapEx investments, giving you a head start and reducing your time to market in a fully controlled yet agile process. NEER is a true brewing solution that only requires smaller adjustments in the process to create great alcohol-free beer. NEER will only utilize the monosaccharides in the wort, so the initial Plato should be lowered. Because NEER's fermentation process differs from that of typical brewing yeast, it will not decrease the beer's pH to the same degree, and the pH should therefore be adjusted in the whirlpool or end of boil. We recommend adjusting the pH to 0.2 to 0.3 above desired end pH, using lactic acid and/or phosphoric acid. The NEER yeast comes as a frozen liquid yeast in 1-liter pouches. Prior to brewing, the NEER yeast is thawed for an hour. Once it has thawed, we recommend pitching the liquid yeast directly into the tank before or during the wort transfer. Because NEER is not a vigorous fermenter under these conditions, mixing is needed to keep the yeast in suspension. The mixing can be done via a dedicated pump throughout the fermentation or with dedicated mixing equipment. For the production of less than 0.5% alcohol beer, all you need are proper hygienic practices and a mixing setup. For the production of 0.0% beer, there is one additional requirement, which is the continuous addition of oxygen during fermentation. This shortens fermentation time to less than 2 days and forces the NEER yeast into a respiratory state, where it will consume the glucose but not produce any ethanol, regardless of whether the conditions are aerobic or anaerobic. NEER will first reduce the aldehydes and thereby the wort characters, and then produce additional beer esters, as well as an enhanced mouthfeel. As NEER produces negligible amounts of diacetyl, no additional maturation time is required, further speeding the process. The beer is simply cooled down to 1 to 4 degrees Celsius. The next step is the removal of the yeast. As NEER is a non-flocculating yeast, it needs to be removed by centrifugation or fine filtration. Once NEER has been filtered out, the final steps of carbonation and pasteurization can begin. Because the beer contains residual maltose, we highly recommend tunnel pasteurization. However, other options as flash pasteurization and sterile filtration can be used alongside strict hygienic practices during the filling. SMARTBEV NEER makes it possible to offer alcohol-free beer without any compromises. Cheers to that!